Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Tom from UDS with another edition of UDS Interviews, our series where we chat to interesting people from around the world. Now, my guest this week is a band that have been described as the perfect soundtrack for beating up Nazis, and frankly, I can't think of a higher praise than that. So I can't think of anything better to say. But they generate visceral, energetic punk bangers on the regular, and they're set to provide another musical backdrop to another crazy year. So here to talk about their brand new single, it is my pleasure to introduce Captain No Fun from arguably the most handsomest band performing today, Total Massacre.
Yes, we're known for our handsomeness. Thank you.
I mean, it's the first thing I saw on your press list. It's just like, you know, the most handsomest band. So I had to sort of squeeze it in there somewhere. I'm good, man. All the better for chatting to you. How are you doing in these weird times that we live in?
Yeah, I mean, it's fucked up. Everything sucks. Everything's terrible. There's a reason they call me Captain, No Fun. But like my wife fucking gave me that moniker. It stuck. But I'm doing okay. All of us in the band have our jobs. None of us have COVID.
That's always good.
That's sort of all you can ask for in this awful dystopia in which we exist. I mean,
absolutely.
you
got to keep hold of the small things, and
fucking very small things. Absolutely.
As long as yourself and all your loved ones are doing okay, you can't really ask for too much more. But hopefully things are on the mend, and as I say, it's a great time getting to chat to you. But obviously, we're friends here, and one of the ways that I like to get to know my friends a little bit better is asking the hard-hitting questions. And so I have to ask you, if you were a type of sandwich, what kind of sandwich would you say best represents you as a person?
So I'd be a Philly cheese steak, but I'm assuming you guys don't know what that is over there, right?
Of course, yeah, man.
You do? You have cheesesteaks? Okay, yeah. I'm a fucking mess, so that's perfect.
But a delicious mess.
I have an affinity for Philadelphia. That's where my family's from.
Oh, nice.
So it's perfect. But yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah, I mean, they're a pretty new thing over here, but like if you go to like the cities where you got a little bit more choice, you find like Philly cheesesteak vans every now and then just selling
Beautiful.
it. And oh man, I've been to America once. I went down to San Diego a couple of years ago,
nice.
And the food is like the best thing. Like the best thing is just the choice.
Me and my wife spent a week, well, not quite a week, in fucking London, like south in London. Like over by the Tate.
Oh, the best place.
Yeah. God, we fucking loved it. And the food was just incredible. And you know what? You know what's amazing that we found was that like, so much fucking food like makes my wife like kind of sick, because of fucking preservatives and shit over here.
Of course, yeah.
And over where you guys are, none of it had any issue with her whatsoever. It was just like your guys is fucking like your guys like fucking shit, like when it just isn't fake, it's like made of actual stuff. And I really wish we had that over here. It's not just God, it's brutal. It was like such a noticeable change, like instantly.
I definitely want to know more about your time in London, but the one thing I remember from the food in America is that the food from restaurants was top tier. The food from supermarkets was pretty ass.
Yeah,
so that was the split.
Exactly.
But where did you visit like the Spitalfields and Shoreditch in that part of London? Like were you in Brick Lane sort of way where it's like kind of hipster and quite artsy?
We were okay, so I don't know too many of the fucking names because I'm an idiot, but like we were like walking distance from fucking at the Tate that I liked because I'm kind of an artsy fartsy guy. And that was beautiful. And we did a lot of the touristy crap because we're idiot American fucking tourists. But
everyone's
it was cool, man. I fucking loved it. Like we went down to the market on fucking Saturday or Sunday out over by there and just had the world's best fucking fish and chips, and that was fucking dope for a guy like me who doesn't even like fish. And I was like, this shit's incredible.
Oh
Like
man, yeah.
no joke. Like I don't eat fish ever, and that was like the best shit I've ever had.
I mean, I'm English. I've got to love fish and chips. It's just kind of like the law, or otherwise they
It's
kick you out.
fantastic, man. This was
But
fucking killer. I'd love to
I'm
go back.
I'm about an hour outside of London, and it kills me because at the moment, because of like lockdown restrictions and everything, we even though it's only an hour on a train, we can't go there. So I haven't been there in about a year, and it
Brutal.
sucks because it's like one of my
Yeah.
favorite places. But anyway, hopefully soon, and hopefully you guys maybe one day will be able to tour there, and we can.
God, I would
share a
love to
pint of
bring the
Sniff.
band out here, man. It'd be so fucking cool.
Me too, man. But we should probably talk about music as much as I love talking about food, sandwiches, and all that kind of jazz. We're obviously here to talk
You
about.
brought up food,
I know. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. But anyway, your latest single, Pro-Life Death Cult, dropped earlier this month, about sort of 10 days ago or so at time of recording.
like that.
For people who haven't checked it out yet, what can they expect from this song?
I mean, I think the title pretty much sums it up. But so I don't know if you. I mean, I'm not as well versed in fucking British politics as I am in the U.S. obviously. But from what I understand, you guys aren't that far off from just like saying, "Oh yeah, you motherfuckers can fend for yourselves and fucking die." And that it's unfortunate that that's the sort of capitalist shit world we live in. But like, that's what it's about. Like, so fucking the name of it. And kind of like, the refrain, a pro-life, death cult. I mean, in the US, I don't know if you have it over here, but we have this weird, like fucking pro-life, like fucking thing. And all it means is people that want to make sure that women can't have abortions. But for some reason they they fucking have dubbed it fucking a pro-life. So there's this whole, it's a twisted, fucked up thing that they do, like rhetorically. So it's our job to turn that on its head and point out that, yeah, you guys may say you're pro-life, but you are cool with 500,000 people fucking dying in this country for no fucking reason.
It's so dumb.
It's worse than dumb. It's like such a tragedy that you can't really like wrap your your fucking brain around it.
Absolutely.
But that's I'm sorry to get heavy, but that's the kind of shit we write about, and it's true. It's like it's a nightmare. It's a straight up fucking nightmare, and that's what we write songs about. That's what gets me going.
There's been no shortage of craziness and terrible stuff like that to inspire good punk music, as tragic as it is. I'm fortunate enough to say that issues like that aren't such a big deal over here. That it's more in sort of the more religious pockets, like in Ireland and Northern Ireland, where
Gotcha.
Catholicism is much more of a thing. There's much more of an issue there, but luckily across the political spectrum, it's not so much of a thing over here, which I'm very, very thankful for. But yeah I mean, I obviously American media, American politics, it's intrinsically linked to the UK, so I'm somewhat aware of it over there, and definitely
it's fucking
crazy.
Wild, man. You cannot I can't fucking like overemphasize how fucking weird these evil people are. It's just it's incredible. I don't know how they do it. It's just like shameless evil shit. It's wild. So we talk about it. That's what we do. That's our job.
Someone needs to, punk music in its sort of base form is a mirror on society, and so it needs to reflect that. And obviously, Dead Kennedy's Black Flag did it back in the day, and I would say it's more necessary and more vital than ever. So
absolutely.
It's a thing that needs to happen. And so I suppose in a way, at least sort of on like, the way that they're spinning the media, it seems to be that, the US is getting better in a way, because obviously Trump is out, new administration, supposedly vaccine is being rolled out, even though I've heard that they're kind of botching the whole rollout of the vaccine in a lot of places.
It wouldn't be us if we didn't fuck everything up.
Well, I mean, what is your opinion? Do you think that there is cause for optimism, or do you think that, it's more of the same old shit, different day?
Okay, I'm definitely not the person to come to for optimism. I will be clear that there is no fucking world where Joe Biden is worse than Trump. That's that's a fact, and we ought to accept that.
Of course.
There's also no world where Joe Biden is adequate to what we need in our daily lives and for the shit that would make our lives better. But no, I mean, like having people who generally believe that a government like serves a function in charge of government is a good thing, and that's cool. I'm glad they're there. I am glad that they're actually buying more vaccines for people who need them. I don't know why it's still fucking at such a shit show, other than that fucking capitalism makes everything a shit show. I'm just going to reject that every time I have a chance to, because that's
Absolutely.
my shit.
You're preaching to the choir, man.
Beautiful. I'm glad I'm talking to another fucking Marxist.
Yep.
Fucking yeah. I mean, look, it is what it is. It's as good as we can expect, because like it's been masked off like with these assholes for years now, and it's like they have told us what we can expect, and it's not much. So I mean, like, we're getting that, and that's good. I mean, like, both my mom and dad have a vaccine now.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
that's a load off my fucking shoulders. And my wife's grandma has been vaccinated, and that's a load off my shoulders. And so like I'm not like it could be infinitely worse. We could still have these evil motherfuckers. Although I would argue that fucking Joe Biden is not fucking I mean, like it's all a matter of it's all a matter of fucking degrees, right? But like, I mean, obviously it could be worse, but like, the kids are still in fucking cages, and kids are in cages in Texas where there isn't any power, and it's like sub fucking 0 degrees or whatever, and they're freezing to death, for no fucking reason. So it's like. Yeah, and Ted Cruz is jetting off to Cancun because that's what these rich assholes are going to do when shit hits the fan, is leave. That's why, like, it's not that they don't fucking think fucking climate change is a thing. They just don't give a shit, because they can go somewhere else. We have a line in a song that we ripped off the title from fucking Naomi Klein about fucking shock doctrine. And at the end, I sort of sarcastically joke, like, everybody needs a little bit of a fucking beachfront property. Like, the joke being that, like, when one part of the country fucking slides into the ocean, but like, the rich will just move, to the new beach, and we'll all just fucking sink. And I, it was meant as a joke, but it's also probably not that far from the truth.
I mean, you go back 10 years and you tell them what happened in the past 3 years, and they'd probably say you couldn't write a comedy like that, and it's just it's a tragedy.
It's incredible. I mean, look, I mean, I don't know that there was ever a plan for this band, but it's like, we keep being of the moment, and I really wish we weren't.
I mean, the plan was thrust upon you.
Really.
And I suppose, speaking of the plan, because I am the king of segues, this isn't the only single that you've got released this year. You've got it's one single a month for the next few months, isn't it? That you guys are dropping?
Yeah. So like, we're not fucking doing what we aren't as ambitious as your guys who are doing like a whole album every month.
Oh god, yeah.
Fuck that. Like, I don't know how that's possible, but I got a life to leave. I not going to do that. But yeah, so we managed to, during lockdown, we were able to track a few songs as fucking safely as possible. And because we had a lot to write about. It was kind of fucking pent up, and so round about end of summer, we were able to get into the studio and knock out some songs that shockingly came out really good. Like, we kind of fucking DIY everything, so when it comes out, it's like, oh, it's worked out this time. It's great. We don't have like we don't have a label, we don't have backing, we just fucking do it. So these songs came out like fucking good, and we're like, well, we can't fucking tour, like, we can't fucking even fucking play shows, which is the way we normally get people, get people excited about stuff and whatever. So we're like, let's just see what happens if we fucking drop things one by one, and try to build try to get excitement like for every song. If fucking gives us that time to fucking do like a video, for every song. So we're gonna drop them once a month for the next, I don't know how many songs we have left, like 3 or 4, and I think we got a special one like that's kind of a hidden sneaky thing we're gonna drop on Bandcamp at some point. I mean, I don't want to spoil everything, and also I don't really know. I'm just the idiot who writes and sings the songs. But so I mean, it's working so far. I mean, it got you guys over the UK to hear about us somehow, so that's fucking cool, right? I mean, people seem hyped. People seem to need shit, to get into, while we're all locked down and fucking miserable. You know, it's cool. It's worked out. I mean, it's working out so far. We'll see if it like maintains. But
Yeah, I
so far
mean,
so good.
100%, because as I sort of keep reiterating, is that during times like this, you need that catharsis of sort of, pushing back against all of the nonsense that's going on, either sort of on a social, governmental, whatever level it is in your life. I think, although, as you say, you're sort of writing about stuff that is affecting you in your own sort of, your own country and, your own sort of experiences, there is definitely a universal appeal to it as well. That,
I mean, I think there's a definite, I mean, look, we had a joke at all of our shows. I don't know what we're gonna do now because it's has changed, but we had a joke where like whenever we played a show, right? I would introduce every song as being called fuck Trump. That was how I introduced every single song. Is the name of it. I don't know what we're gonna do now, but it would be very easy to call every song like fuck Boris Johnson, and it would
please.
Be perfectly
I was literally about to say time whenever you talk.
There's a 1-to-1 correlation there. So yeah, I get it. Like, capitalism is ruining our lives everywhere. It's not just in the greatest country on
God bless.
God bless.
Absolutely. But yeah, I definitely think that you're doing the proverbial atheist God's work by keeping us entertained during these times.
Man.
But obviously during these times, a lot of people are consuming a lot more media than they might otherwise do, being stuck at home and everything. And here at UDS, we talk more than just music. We talk about movies, we talk about video games, books.
Dude, let's talk video games, brother.
Oh man, I'm always
let's fucking do it.
What are you playing?
What are you playing right now?
Oh,
so well, I'll answer first. I fucking had just have gotten back into Destiny after being kind of wishy-washy on it. Like my wife is like the big fucking Destiny stan. She does all the rage. She does everything. She's on it. I've been kind of like, I come and go because sometimes the content's there, sometimes it's not. I've been getting back into it. The season is actually like fun. And I just played it through Control because it was free.
Oh yeah.
And fuck, is that a cool fucking game? And then I get high and I play a lot of Tetris Effect because I need to fucking mellow the fuck out. In this fucking world. How about you? What have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Tetris Effect as well because they put it
it's
on.
So good, right?
They put it on Game Pass on Xbox, which is what I play. And so obviously it was free. So I've just been like playing that and just like
guy. Fuck you. You over. No, just kidding.
I'm on a Mac. I have no shame. but yeah, I mean, it's just the most chill game. Like you could have like the the stressful day.
God, it's so good.
Just putting loads of bricks in a line is just the best thing. And
the music on it. Oh, God, it's so fucking good.
I love it.
Every time.
But aside from that, I kind of made a rod for my own back because obviously as I say, we do sort of a lot of videos on video games as well. I tend to have to play a lot of stuff or spend a lot of time playing stuff to then make a video about it. So I can't remember the last time that I actually sat down to play a game just for the sake of playing a game.
Just to do it.
But I mean, if you want me to talk about Star Wars Shadows of the Empire for the N64, I could talk your ear off about that. But
I haven't thought about that game in a while. But I remember enjoying it when I had an N64 like 100 years ago.
I mean, it has not aged well.
Old as shit.
I cannot recommend it nowadays. It's not aged well. But I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, there's a certain nostalgia factor.
I can picture it. Yeah, that fucking tracks with my recollection of it.
Yeah, some of it's okay. But anyway, my question to you is, if you could have one of your songs featured in anything, whether it be a video game, a movie, a TV show, anything at all, what would it be?
Well, there's never going to be another Tony Hawk remaster because I think Blizzard fucking gobbled up that fucking studio. If I remember correctly, that news from a few weeks ago. Sorry, I'm a fucking nerd about this shit.
Me too. Again, preaching to the choir.
So your audience is going to be the first to know what a fucking video game fucking dork I am. That's my shit. That's what I do.
Hell yeah, brother.
God, I mean, it's not like they would ever put Total Massacre in like a Souls game, so that doesn't make sense. Although they should, it's fucking bleak enough.
I mean, yeah, especially when you're up against like the big bosses in that. If you want something to get amped, that would get you.
You know
amped.
what? Anything that they could put me into a Suda 51 game and it would work, and I would be that would fucking make me over the fucking moon, man. And like the
Stylized
next No More
assassins,
Heroes,
just yeah.
God, anything just like that guy is so fucking bonkers, and I love every single fucking thing he does. I could say a Suda game, anything from Suda that would work, and like like that works because he's a punk, or I mean, he at least says he's a punk. I don't know what he's into, but he claims to be punk. So
I mean, yeah, I mean, even like
I think it
someone
would
like
work.
even someone like Kojima is, puts a lot of rock and metal in his stuff. So I could definitely
Yeah,
see.
but that's more like mainstream. I think fucking like, I mean, like, and I obviously like I love I obviously like I love like everything fucking Kojima does because he's also out there. But I think he wants to be way too mainstream for what we do. Like Kojima isn't one to question Capital, but Suda would question Capital, and I think that's where it's at.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh man, because they're releasing No More Heroes 3 soon as well, as I think.
Yeah, like so like the end of the summer, like that was one of the bajillion things they announced like last week, and that really shitty direct.
Yeah.
It was really wild and all over the fucking place. But yeah, that's like one of like the two things I'm stoked for. That and Mario Golf.
I was gonna say, you've heard it here first. Total Massacre in Mario Golf confirmed.
That would be the fucking greatest. That would make me so happy. You don't even know. Wouldn't make sense, but it would make me happy. I don't care. Not everything else makes sense.
I would definitely be down for that. But I guess speaking of the things coming up, obviously you've got these next few tracks coming up. But have you got any plans as a band sort of beyond that, or to either release more music, or any sort of tentative plans for live shows?
We're definitely not doing any live shows because we can't really do that. So part of what complicated things, right, is like we have our own studio and everything, and that's been part of why we've like been able to finally DIY shit the way we have.
Sure,
because we have our own space in the San Fernando Valley, which is like probably about an hour outside of the city center of LA, the same as you're an hour outside of the city center of London. And so we have our own space and everything. In December, it came this close to burning the fuck down. Like, because it's a warehouse, right? And like the 4 warehouses to the side of it, all just like burnt, like completely down. Like the fact that there was a fucking steel wall, like inexplicably between our unit and the next unit, is the only thing that saved us.
Jesus Christ!
But so that's awesome that we were incredibly fortunate. Not awesome. Everything smells like shit in there because of the fire. So we haven't been in the studio. I mean, not that we'd go into the studio anyway because we're trying to be safe and distance and COVID and shit. But even if we wanted to, everything smells like shit in there. And we kind of moved all of our gear out of there, and we're kind of waiting for the abatement to get done. So we're sort of at this point where we're kind of, I guess, we're in a weird spot because what we had planned on was like, hey, we can access the studio anytime we want. But now we really can't because it's a fucking shithole. But we're kind of writing, obviously, because we can't not write. That's of course part of being alive in this world. And, this band has always been, like, there's always been a part of this band that has been like, there's these things in us that we have to get out or we go nuts. So like, we're obviously nothing is going to stop that. So we're still working on tunes. We're still fucking writing. I guess the hope is that before this, like, the idea is that like before the songs we have done or like are exhausted, on a monthly basis, we can get into the studio and get more done and then just keep it rolling and see how long we can go. And maybe we'll just keep doing that for the rest of our lives. I don't know. There's something kind of cool about just dropping a song a month forever and like people being into it and having a rhythm. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know. The world's fucked up right now and it's really hard to make plans.
It's so hard to make plans.
Like, what the fuck? Like, why would you bother? Like, I don't know. So that's probably a very unsatisfying answer for your viewers and your people who want more from us. But go check out our shit that's already out there. We have fucking like 2 albums. We have a split with an incredible band from LA called fucking The Lungs that you should check out, and you should check out all of their shit. So that'll keep you busy. yeah, we're just gonna keep doing what we can do as long as we can do it. But like, yeah, I don't know, man. Planning is not my strongest suit, if I'm
No,
being honest.
I feel yeah. It's in any sort of creative capacity that involves more than one person is almost impossible
Sure,
now. So
sure, sure.
you just
The
got to do your
question was
best
a
you
good
can.
one. This wasn't me like
No,
shitting on
no,
your
no.
question. It was like, fuck, man, it's crazy. We're trying. But yeah, so I guess if nothing else, we have songs coming out through. I mean, like I can't try to check my calendar now because I'm using my phone for this, but I think we have songs coming out through June. Like I
Nice.
think that's fucking set in stone. And so in theory, we will get into the studio. Like we have a few more that are like real fucking good. We just have to track them.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, maybe there'll be more after that. We'll see. But if not, hey, it's gonna be a really good 6 or 7 fucking songs that you guys get from us. And they're
Absolutely.
all gonna really tackle how fucked up everything is.
Well,
Because that's what we do.
I suppose the as clutching onto the most optimistic straws, and there's not many that I have
God, I
left.
love it. Let's
Hopefully
do it.
by June, the world might be a little bit more back
Oh,
to normal, kind of.
God, I
Hopefully,
wish I was. I wish I had that kind of
I.
optimism.
I'm just hoping that enough people are
I mean,
vaccinated.
well, like it may be where you, like, it like very much might be where you are. Where I am, I can guarantee you shit's going to be fucked for another 6, 8 months, easy. But
I
that's
mean,
just, that's what it is. Like as I said, these people have shown us like what they are willing to give us, and it's not much.
mhm.
And we just have to live with that. Like we have to live with that, where we have to overthrow that. And until we go, hey, we're going to take matters into our own hands and say, no, we've had enough of this shit. Like we're gonna suffer, and that's what it is.
If as long as there's people like you and the band that are preaching and fighting the good fight, there's always at least some cause for optimism.
Fuck yeah,
And
man.
you got
Yeah. I mean, like I know I'm a downer, but like I fucking I feel like if there wasn't some part of me that was optimistic, I wouldn't be fucking bothering with any of this. So
exactly, yeah,
there must be something in me that thinks that we can do better,
yep,
and like we can imagine a better world. I mean, like something I think about a lot is like we deserve so much more than we're offered and like what we're given, and it's like, yeah, as much as I talk about, yeah, everything's miserable, everything's shit, blah blah blah, like we should expect more. We should expect a better world, and we can make it. We just have to.
absolutely.
We just have to we have to decide. Hey, that's what we're gonna do. Until then, though,
100%.
things are gonna suck, and we'll keep dealing with it and coping with video games and fucking weed and Tetris Effect. I mean,
It's
fucking whatever. That's
the
life.
small pleasures in life. The way I've always put it is that the cause has to outlive the hate. The hate can't outlive the cause, and as long as you've got the
I like
cause to
that.
fight
That's
for,
cool.
you can have that. Work it into a song if you
Yeah.
want.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta have that thing to fight for, but you've got to make sure that self care and everything. You got to have the downtime as well. Finding the
Definite
balance.
self care. We're big on self care here at Total Massacre.
One
Put
hundred
on some
percent.
Total Massacre. Vibe, because we're such a
Light some
vibey
candles
fucking
and
band. Light some incense. Play some Tetris.
hell yeah.
Just chill.
That sounds like a good Saturday night to me. But
Fuck yes.
but anyway, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you today. I have one
It's been nice talking to
last.
you, Tom.
The pleasure is all mine, but I have one last really dumb question to ask you, which is
I love dumb questions.
we are Upside Down Shark, and don't ask me why we're Upside Down Shark. It's a name we thought up.
I couldn't figure it out either when I heard that we were getting asked to do an interview with you.
It's I tell you why we picked it. Actually, there is a very loose backstory to the name. Is that I have a list I have a list of things in my phone which are things that people say out of context that would make cool song titles. And for some reason, I had in my notes on my phone Upside Down Shark, and I thought that sounds pretty cool.
Perfect.
And that's literally it. That is it. It's on there with things like Tic Tac Pile Driver, 4-inch Phillip, and a few other different things. Which
I think you should have gone with Tic Tac Pile Driver. I gotta be honest.
I mean that's the hair metal anthem if I've ever heard it.
It's dope.
I want to
Fucking
hear.
sick.
I want to hear Van Halen screaming
Tic
"Tic
Tac
Tac
Pile
Power Driver"
Driver.
or something like that. But
Fuck
anyway,
yes.
back to Upside Down Shark. I have to ask you, Captain No Fun, what is your favorite shark? And it could be real, it could be fictional, it could be a shark from a movie or a shark from nature. But what would you say your favorite shark is?
Shit. When I was a kid, I really liked the hammerhead shark because I think when you're a kid, you have a shark phase, and you have a dinosaur phase, or like at least for like stupid like nerdy white kids that don't have to worry about being shot.
I've got
stuff.
dinosaurs tattooed on my arm. I've never outgrew that phrase.
Fuck yes. So my like knee jerk would be hammerhead. Wasn't there like a cartoon with like sharks and like armor fighting stuff, like
Street Sharks?
Like Street Sharks. Yeah, maybe those. They're pretty dope.
They're the most.
I don't know. Like, were they fighting fucking billionaires? Because if they were, then that's pretty fucking dope. If not, then
I mean, whatever they were fighting, they were the most homoerotic sharks I've ever seen. They were pecs like that.
Then that should be the win right there. We need more of that. We need more of that. We need more free love from the world.
We need those big jacked up sharks that are definitely on the roids.
Fuck yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'll say Street Sharks.
Actually, no. I think there might actually be a hammerhead in Street Sharks.
I'll be hammerhead Street Sharks.
We'll go with that one. We'll go with that one.
Yeah, awesome. That's it.
Well, that is a great note to end on. So all I will do is thank you again for your time today. And
thanks for having me, brother.
And for anyone listening at home, make sure to listen to Pro-Life Death Cult and check out Total Massacre on Bandcamp. Hopefully, if I've timed this correctly, when this goes out, the next Friday will be Bandcamp Friday. So all the fees will be waived.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
if there was ever a better time, then that's the time to pick up yourself some goodies. And hopefully sometime down the line, when everything is a little bit more sensible, you guys can come over here. Or I might find myself back in the States. And we can do this in person sometime.
We'll fucking rock out, man.
Hell yeah.
In the meantime, enjoy that Tetris Effect.
Hell yeah.
Get high and enjoy Tetris Effect. Take it easy, brother.
You too,
Thank you very much. Peace.